Apparently he's got like 15 million in.
Oh
and even when it dipped 50% the other day, he held.
If he's holding,
We're in.
if he's holding, I'm holding. Brothers for life.
This is just so irrelevant. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Irrelevant Podcast. I'm your host, JC, and this is my co-host, Matt.
We switched it up on him.
Yeah, we switched up the seats today on the video podcast. Be sure to check it out if you guys are listening on Spotify. But today has been a wild week. We had the idea to maybe do some crazy topics like we've been doing. We talked about aliens last time. This is episode 15. But I'm going to be real, guys. Everybody has asked us to talk about one thing today.
I'm surprised. I'm shocked that people were asking about this, but then again, it's like kind of gone super viral.
I feel like it's we're a little bit on the end of the hype, maybe, in terms, maybe not.
No way.
I mean, like in terms of talking about like what happened this week.
I mean, we're probably late to the game as far as talking about it.
But
maybe we'll post this tomorrow early.
Maybe.
We'll see.
That'd be kind of cool.
Because it's Saturday right now. We usually record on Saturdays.
If you guys don't know what we're talking about, there's a lot of GameStop crazy.
They know what we're talking about.
You know, yeah.
You're living under a rock if you haven't heard at least something. If you haven't seen like along the way, like, oh, GME, GameStop, what's going on? Dogecoin.
Doge.
Doge.
It's actually crazy. But before we get into that, I guess I am the host for this one. This is
Lead the
odd
pack.
being in this seat. First of all, I just want to say thank you all so much from me and Matt. Oh my God. I think the cat just opened up the door.
Okay.
Okay, we found Marlee.
So
We've acquired the kitten.
As your
She's
gift
so
for
cute.
watching, she is adorable. It's hard to, you got to let her walk around up here maybe.
Look
like,
at-
hold your
Oh, she's
Hi,
so
baby.
cute.
Just let her walk around.
She's gonna jump right off.
Probably. Maybe she'll explore a little bit.
She kind of has no idea what's going on.
Oh.
Oh, you can't. Marlee,
Don't. She's gonna jump. Ah,
We
Jess.
shouldn't have put her down.
Yeah, because if you let her, I bet you if you let her walk around up here, she'd be good. But you grab for her, then she runs away. I'll throw some videos. I got some photos and videos.
That's true.
There you go. That'll be pretty good.
So thank you all for watching 15 episodes of the show. 15 weeks. I say it every single time, but you guys thought this wasn't going to go on for this long. We proved you wrong. We're going to still keep this going. I'm here on a Saturday night. Matt's here on a Saturday night.
Pretty much every Saturday night has been the podcast.
Yeah.
Like,
Imagine having, like most people on a Saturday night, let's kick back.
Let's have some brews,
play
hang
some video
out.
games, have some
Yeah.
brews. No, dude. Irrelevant podcast. That's where we're at. So
right.
thank you guys so much. Let's just go ahead and get right into it. What have you been up to this week? We have the cat situation still ongoing, but what else? What's happened?
Cat situation. Well, she's been hanging out with me a lot in the office because I've been in the office a lot.
Yeah.
My office is just another room in my house, but she hangs out in the subwoofer. She likes it because it's nice and warm. She lays on it.
Does she like the way it vibrates?
I think so. Like I play low music and she kind of just buzzes and it's really warm on top. So she just falls
Lo-fi.
asleep. Dude, lo-fi straight up. She just falls asleep on it during the day.
She likes the future funk.
She loves Future Funk, dude. Future Funk's good.
It is
You put
so
me onto
good.
that and it is good.
It's so good.
I'm a fan. So I've been working a lot. We're shooting a little thing for Team Playback this week. Little YouTube ad that you guys will see soon. We went out to the desert to shoot some other videos. Super fun. We're actually gonna make a little vlog out of that because it was just such fun content.
Nice,
We were
nice.
shooting. We didn't plan on it, but it just kind of went that way. But dude, the real person we need to be talking to you is you. We need to talk to you about what you've been doing because I see some tweets this week and we've talked about this personally, but the apartment situation. Last week, JC was searching for apartments. Sounds like he wants to move. This week, you got some more stuff happening. What's going on?
By Monday, I'm probably going to be signing.
You're moving out.
I'm moving to a new place.
What happened?
Well, I'm not moving next week, but I'm probably going to be signing the papers to move very, very soon because my apartment that I'm currently in, I won't say the name of the apartment that I'm in because obviously privacy, but it sucks. You say it all the time, like the word, it sucks. Like, no, for real. Oh my God. Guys, legitimately, this apartment that I'm living in right now is maybe it's not as small as my Auburn room, but in terms of the entire space of an apartment, granted I've only had one other apartment by myself, but it's way smaller than any other apartment I've been in. It's beyond ridiculous how there's no space at all in the place. There's no closet space. My vacuum just leans up against the wall. There's no closet space to even put my vacuum anywhere. I have one closet for clothes. That's it. I don't have any other like extra things. If I have a box, bro, that box is getting thrown out or it's just going to sit behind my couch or something for a while. But anyways, regardless of all that, I think I've been talking about on the podcast, I've had so many like maintenance issues with my apartment that's actually driving me insane because also, as you guys know, we're working from home. Like a lot of people are working from home in this environment. So I do everything, whether it's streaming, whether it's my day job and all that kind of stuff. It's all in this apartment. And literally right now, I have no ceilings in my bathroom. I have no ceilings in my bathroom because of water leaks. There are plastic tarps that are like,
wait, so it's just sky?
No, it's not
Plastic tarp?
sky.
Okay,
It's
so
not
there's like
sky.
pipes and other stuff.
it's like, yeah, it's like pipes and like the wooden like paneling maybe that's
Right.
like more of like further up into it. It's like the best way to describe it is, okay, you've ever been to into an attic, right? You know what an attic looks like. You
Yeah.
go up there and it's always like wood paneling and everything.
Right.
It's essentially like I have one of those trap doors to the attic, except that's my entire ceiling.
Gotcha.
It's just that. But now there's plastic tarps between the attic and me. And basically when it rained again in California, like a couple of days ago, I was like, I'm done. I think I should be able to get out of this because my place has been I've literally had like 4 or 5 leak incidents at my place, whether it's from like the AC leaking, whether it's from actual rain. It's been crazy. But I'm like, I gotta get out of here. But then this week it rains again and it's not even fixed yet from the last time. And there's a puddle. There's literally like a poo-poo water puddle, like just above my ceiling or in my bathroom.
In the
It's
tarps?
on the tarp. There's just this puddle. I do this and it like moves around.
Sloshes
I can
around.
move it with my hands. It's this giant puddle. It's like literally like it's almost as big as this table. Like actually, like it's a huge puddle.
Man,
It's like
so if those tarps
indented.
come down, you're getting so.
I know. And here's the thing, like it's just one of those things, man, where the lesson learned here is to fight for things. Because if you don't contest like your living situation or you don't contest like what's going on, dude, nothing is going to happen differently or nothing is going to like there's so much you're missing out on because look, here's the problem too. Again, I don't want to go into like all details of like what like payment and all that kind of stuff. But dude, like I'm living in basically a place that has missing ceilings, and I essentially am still paying around the same amount every single month. And not only that, it's taken like literally it's been over a month since my ceiling has been like gone. And now I have more leaks that came in. Oh, and I forgot to mention the greatest part about it. Sorry for the rant, everybody. But the greatest part about it, and I said this on my stream last night, but the thing that really pissed me off was I went to bed, right? And I also have a little bit of the tarp thing in my bedroom, just a slight part. But, you know, of course it's in the middle of the entire ceiling and not in the corner or something. So last night I went to sleep. I leaned back. I'm like, dude, I'm going to sleep. I'm having a great night. I had a great stream. I was happy, all that kind of stuff. Maybe it wasn't last night. It was 2 nights ago. But I just leaned back, went to sleep. Boom. More like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., somewhere around there. I felt like you know, like when you go to a water park and there's that like bucket thing that like takes a long time and then it eventually splashes when it overfills or overflows. That literally happened to me. Water just hit my bed randomly. Like
That
it didn't
much
even
water?
It didn't even like drip onto my bed. Like I just felt like a poosh. And it wasn't like it wasn't a ton, but it was enough to freak you out. Like it wasn't like, oh my God, everything in the entire room is soaked. No, but it was like, bro, like half my bed just got hit with water. What the hell? And not only that, it's like poo-poo water. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's coming from the outside.
God. Wait, it was that much water? It wasn't like a drip. It was like a full bucket.
Not like maybe not a bucket. That's kind of overselling.
Okay, a
it, but
pitcher.
Maybe, yeah.
Like a pitcher. That's a lot of water.
The thing is, I don't know exactly how much fell because it woke me up.
Wait, is your bed's like wet?
Yeah,
Like pretty wet.
yeah,
Then that's a good amount of water, I imagine. Yeah.
yeah. Like no, like a good chunk of my bed is still when I touch it, I'm like, bro, what the hell? And then not only that, but my comforter is like, I probably just gotta get a new comforter because my comforter is effed. But The other thing is that also seeps into the mattress a little bit too. It's got to.
Dude, did you
got to.
call up the apartment people and be like, yo, fix this now or I'm literally out now?
But the problem is I can't leave. Like I can't just go to like a new place like tomorrow.
Yeah, but you still got to report it when it happens.
Right. I mean, I report it.
What'd they say?
I mean,
They're like, oh, sorry about that. We'll get someone on it this month maybe.
dude, I reported that water hit me in while I was laying in bed. The next day, I think they stopped by because I reported like the next day. I was like pissed.
Yeah.
It wasn't like dripping too much after the initial thing. So I'm like, I'm sleeping on the couch. I have work in the morning. I'm not dealing with this. I'm not calling like emergency maintenance. I didn't want to call emergency because literally the roof is like everything's broken in my apartment. I'm just I was just kind of annoyed. But I went to the other room, went to sleep. Next day, I mean, I was doing a lot of work, and then I finally like got a chance to email about it and just be like, dude, this happened to me last night after I complained about all the other stuff. Like a lot of water just fell on my bed. And not only that, there's this giant puddle that's forming in my bathroom. I'm really scared of that one.
Yeah,
it's just
if
like
that heart breaks, I mean, it's gonna be
dude,
there's gonna be water everywhere.
Be like, what the hell? So that bit, that bit is wild because essentially they're like, okay, we can move you to like our sister location and all this kind of stuff, like move you to like another place. But I'm like, I literally have a job. Like I can't just move I'm not going to move my desk and my setup and all this stuff to a place that might not even have internet or like anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm just like, what? I can't move my setup and what I'm
they're
doing.
offering to move you because it's that bad. They know it's that bad.
They were offering to move me to another place because I was clearly fed up. And they're like, okay, yeah, this is kind of ridiculous. He's just living with like a thing over his bed that's broken and a thing over his bathroom that's broken.
How do they not? Dude, you need some context for the viewers, for the watchers here. Okay, this kid's living in, like we've said before, and if you haven't heard, easily one of the most expensive places, not only in LA, but in the entire United States of America. I am not being sarcastic. I'm not exaggerating that. He genuinely lives in one of the most expensive places you can live. Got to be top 5 without question, as far as like rental rates.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Like genuinely, it's got like if you've ever been to New York City and you live in a shoebox for thousands of dollars a month. It's like it's comparable.
It's like that.
It really is. So the fact that this is like one of the luxury areas and you're paying as much as you're paying.
Yeah,
and they can't fix your freaking roof
in a month.
That's bad. That is bad.
And it's apparently because of an outside problem. Because I'm on like the top floor.
Doesn't matter what the problem is.
I know.
It's their problem. Fix the shit.
I know. But the thing is, I don't. Here's the kicker, Matt. I don't want them to fix it. I want to leave.
Dude, you don't even need them to fix it at this point. You have more than enough leverage.
Right. Oh no, I don't want them to fix it while I'm there. I'm like, you know what? I will gladly at this point. It doesn't rain too much here. I will gladly at this point just deal with these problems for the next couple of weeks and just leave to go to an awesome apartment somewhere else, just so I don't have to deal with an entire ceiling reconstruction while I'm working.
Yeah.
Because I can't, as you guys know, streamers, when you stream, you cannot have maintenance people in the background trying to fix ceilings in your apartment, in your unit, nor can I do that during my day job too. So it's like, I'd rather not even have to deal with anybody else coming to my apartment. And I literally messaged them. I'm like, y'all, like, please let me leave. Please fix this apartment for the next person so they don't feel scammed like I do.
Yeah.
And just just let me go so you can actually fix this apartment without someone being here, because this is stupid.
Dude, Monday is February 1st. That is a clean slate for you. You got to be signing a new contract, moving somewhere else, and tell them, yo, I am done. Like, January payment was my last payment. I'm out. I want my security deposit back, and I'm not paying you another dime. I'm out of here. I don't care about breaking lease. Like, this is unacceptable. This is ridiculous. This is not even fit to live in.
Yeah, that's why
that's what I would say. I would say I'm gone, and if you want to fight me on it, go for it. Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. Like I literally have.
It would be a little different if you were paying like some low ball rate, but you're not. There's no excuse,
dude. I lived in a quite actual shack.
There's
in
no
Auburn,
excuse.
Alabama, and that place was like, it had to be like years and years old. I never had a leak.
Like leaks happen, like shit breaks, it's whatever. But the fact that they haven't fixed it yet, and you're living where you're living and paying what you're paying, unacceptable.
Yeah.
You have all leverage. Like you get out of there.
How long do you think it takes? All right, so genuine question. I know we're in a pandemic. Pandemic does change things a little bit, but how?
No.
But hold on, I'll say one more thing after that. But like, how long do you think it takes to find where the leak is on the roof, fix that, and then fix a guy's ceiling?
I don't know,
in his unit,
because I'm not a repairman. But
it's been a month.
But that's my point. Like this shouldn't even be a convo right now. Like they should have been, whether it takes a week to fix or 5 minutes to fix. Like they haven't fixed it.
I think it should. Maybe I'm completely wrong. If someone knows construction, please let us know in the comments.
I mean, there's like such a situational thing. Like if there's a massive,
But I think
problem with the roofing, that they have to redo like a whole section of it. That could take a while.
I think that's what it is.
But they haven't even started to try to figure it out. They put a plastic tarp up for like, just for what? Just to like, just as a makeshift roof for
I
now?
think they've tried to figure out what's going. They're going the route of like, let's figure out what's on the roof, that problem. Then let's worry about the problem.
So you think they're
downstairs.
actively trying to fix it and you just don't know?
I think they are on the roof a lot trying to figure it out. But the problem is, I shouldn't be paying. Like I literally should not be paying if I don't like.
No.
If you, I literally wrote like, I've written so many emails the past week about this stuff, but I literally was like, dude, this place is not leasable. Like if you showed somebody and you're like,
They would never move in there.
they would never move in.
Yeah.
If it's missing ceilings, also part of the wall in the bathroom too. I forgot to mention there's part of the
Because
wall.
of water damage?
Yeah, it's part of the wall and the entire ceiling in the bathroom is plastic tarps. It's taped. It's taped though, duct tape. Crazy,
Dude.
But
Crazy.
but
get
it's,
out.
It's that feeling of I don't know. I don't know if I should be as mad about it as I am. Maybe I'm overreacting.
No,
a little bit.
Even if you weren't paying this much money, I would be livid. But here's the thing, dude.
Yeah.
The squeaky wheel gets the grease. You got to be like up their butt about it.
Right.
All the time, every day, and you'll get where you want because people will get annoyed.
I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing that I really want to talk about on this podcast is at the end of the day, look, I'm a very non-conflict person.
I know.
I hate conflict. I really, really do. Like you guys know me. I've always been the positive guy for most things. I don't like. I would actually get into arguments with people to be like, stay positive. I would argue to be positive. It is weird, kind of like contradictory there. But I just don't like when people like get super negative about stuff or when people freak out about stuff. But I just had a realization in the past week. I was like, bro, why am I living here? Like, why am I dealing with this? Why am I not like up their butt, like you said?
Yeah.
Going, I'm not paying rent until this is fixed, or I'm not paying a significant amount less until this is fixed.
Yeah.
Because I mean, again, it's your unit doesn't have ceilings in the bathroom for a month.
The other thing is like bathroom is like a significant part of the entire space that you have. It's not like just a little bathroom off in the corner. Like, we'll deal with it. It's like it's like a solid third of the entire space that he has. So it's considerable amount of space.
And it's not even like, and even if the tarp is catching some of the stuff, right?
It's only a matter of time until that breaks.
But it didn't catch it in the bathroom or in the bedroom all the way. But even if that tarp in the bathroom, let's say it's fine, it's just like the security of your home being like not yours and being. I literally wrote an email to them about this, and I'm like, look, this is a time where people are working from home. Like their home is their safe space.
Yeah.
Everything outside is effed in the world right now. But your home is like this place you want to feel safe and secure. And the fact that I had water hit me in my sleep is a joke. Especially when I have all this equipment in here that is really like it's tech. I don't want tech to be damaged by water.
Yeah.
I don't. They can say there's a problem here. for all I know, there could also be maybe another problem in a couple of weeks in the actual setup room. Right. So I'm terrified of that. And it's like I think from a very base level, the landlord should be like, oh yeah, we're definitely lowering your rent, bro. We're definitely lowering your rent. I'm sorry.
Dude, you got to be
offered.
You just got to be more.
You have
more
to ask
aggressive.
for it.
You have to be more aggressive about it. But if they're not like clearly they're not on top of it.
Isn't that crazy though? That we live in a world where you literally have to ask for, hey, can I have a discount on my rent instead of?
Here's one thing I've learned, dude. You're not going to get it if you don't ask for it.
That's what I mean.
9 times out of 10.
But I feel like
is it crazy? I would say no because that's just the world we live in, man. Like a lot of people aren't good people.
Yeah.
A lot of people are, but there are also a lot of people that aren't.
Yeah.
So, and they're a business. They're trying to make money, right? So like it's also possible that the right people don't know that there's an issue. Like you might only be scratching the surface, getting to like the low level people that aren't gonna really don't give a shit. Like, I'm just here on the 8 hours a day to do my job. Like, I'll relay it, but you know what it is. What it is.
Like community manager people.
That's what I'm saying. Like
I don't hold
care.
anything against like
they don't care.
Yeah.
But the people that are at the top, they're like this is their whole business depends on like the you know the customers, essentially the residents that they have. Like those are the people you need to be annoying.
Yeah.
To get your ceiling fixed. Or February 1st, sign a new deal and bye-bye.
Oh, I already am.
That is like this is good timing, essentially, if you think about it.
Yeah.
If you're already trying to get to a new place and all these bad things are happening, like you have fresh leverage to be like, I'm gone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut my losses. I lived a month plus here with broken everything. We're gonna call it even. Yeah. I'm out of here. I'm not paying you any more money.
Yeah.
And if you want to go to war on it, be my guest.
But I literally have photos of my ceiling.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like okay, well, then you'd be like, okay, well, fine. I'll pay. I'll break the lease, pay the lease payment, you know, whatever that is to break it.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna pay me back the last 2 months where I was living with, you know, rain from the ceiling.
Yeah.
Now we're even. You're good. You just gotta fight your fight.
Yeah.
And don't feel bad about it because this is where you live, dude. You're paying an absurd amount of money to live here, and it's not a livable condition. Like, don't feel bad about that.
You can live there, but
well, I don't want to live in the rainforest. So
yeah.
I like it dry where I live. Unless I'm taking a shower, I don't want to know when there's unexpected poo-poo water going to be dropping from the sky. I mean, come on, that's ridiculous. You know what else is ridiculous? GameStop hit $470. GameStop hit $470 yesterday.
That is insane.
We got to talk about it.
Everybody has asked us this. I do want to point out we do have a one reply just from the very beginning. Let's do a little shout out to
give him a
listening
shout
to the podcast. But Hans saying, so y'all are going to talk about GameStop on Irrelevant next week, right? LMAO. So I think it's pretty much assumed that we're talking about this at least to some degree. Rip the apartment story again. Probably next podcast we're gonna say I've signed.
If you don't have a new place by next podcast, we have issues.
The goal.
I don't know. You gotta get out of there.
The goal is moving by the end of this month. That's my goal.
End of January? February.
February.
Okay. Because I was gonna say January. We have about 1 day. So
no. Dude,
probably
it
not.
It takes a while to pack things up.
Oh, it does. I know. I helped you move in. It does take a while. You have a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, we had to talk about this topic, the GameStop stuff. I mean, everyone's talking about it. Everyone, and I mean everyone.
Dude, it's pretty crazy that you've been really touting the finance stuff lately, and just out of nowhere, probably the most trending thing happens with finance. Right when you like are kicking off this other channel, Money for You. Right when you're kicking off talking about these ideas a bunch. I just find that really like, did you cause this? Are you secretly one of the guys on the Reddit that caused the GameStop?
Can you imagine,
uprising?
bro, if it was like all full circle that I was like part of this regime of WallStreetBets?
He's just
and
on
just
that Reddit
happened
all the
to
time.
like
Dude,
culminate.
Also, hold on, there's some mad conspiracies we can make here because your Money for You channel before Money for You was Reddit for You. So I don't know what happened, but your Reddit research maybe led to this.
Unreal coincidence.
Dude, it actually seems like you're the mastermind.
The craziest part is the first day I made, well, actually, like the second day I was making videos for Money for You, is the day this all blew up. Like, it was the perfect crossover from Reddit to finance.
I bet you went.
I was like, bro, this just happened. But the worst part is like it's happening now I wish I'd already made the switch and like was already like kind of getting some traction.
Yeah.
Because we're still like relatively small, and now that we've changed the entire niche, like the audience is very small.
What the hell's going on?
Yeah, we're only getting like 1,000 views on the videos, which is fine. I mean, I'm thrilled about that. It's better than no views.
Yeah.
But the timing was completely coincidental.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was fate. I don't know. I don't know.
I think there may be a little bit of like,
maybe it's just it's a sign.
I was going to say the same thing.
There you go, dude.
When we talk about signs,
Maybe it's a sign. I don't know. But regardless, I'm still thrilled about the money for you content. And what better time, because this shit is hitting the mainstream from celebrities to billionaires to YouTubers, gamers, millennials, Gen Z, TikTok. Like this is truly spanned everyone.
I would be willing to bet that the amount of people who have just now started learning about how to actually trade stock and stuff, investing, has like quadruple would not even be the word.
Yeah.
It's probably like 10x.
Probably.
Of like the population of like people who like, if you had like, before it was like every 1 in 10 people, it's probably like now every 1 in 5 people knows what's going on or something.
It's probably still less than that.
Really?
I mean,
with everything is trending.
I mean, yeah, but like you have to remember, like
Think about how many like young kids probably went, bro, I want to buy
like,
GameStop
dude,
right now.
Yeah, no. This is definitely blowing it up, right?
Yeah.
Like this is a huge catalyst. I'm actually a little bit
Concerned.
mad, a little salty, I would say. Like
Why?
Because I knew this shit was coming, but I didn't think it was going to come this fast. Because I've been saying it for like, I don't know, maybe like the last year or so. I'm like, everyone is starting to get into this, but no one's talking about it.
Yeah.
Like people know what Robinhood is. People know, like they're like my brother, like kids that are our age and younger are definitely aware of what's going on. Like my cousin, a good example. Last year at Christmas, I introduced him to Robinhood. Mike, my brother, and my cousin Dylan, I gave them both like a Robinhood free stock, right? They had no clue what it was.
Yeah, we
Maybe
shouted out on the
Mike knew a
podcast,
little bit.
too.
Mike knew a little bit, but Dylan didn't know anything. This year, Christmas, they are both so like savvy in this area. It's unbelievable.
That's
like
insane.
they know, like Mike knows technical analysis way better than I. Like he basically learned all like this new skill over quarantine. My cousin Dylan is like invested in. He's like, do you know about this company? About this company? He's trading options. Like he's invested in Forex, crypto. Like he's involved in all this,
That is insane.
and it's nuts. But I'm like, yo, this is happening. No one's really talking about it as much as you'd think, but it's happening.
I saw
But
somebody-
this has blown it right open.
I saw somebody was like, yo, the roaring 20s got nothing on this, bro.
It's blown it wide open. Now, the reason I'm like kind of salty is like, yo, I feel like these channels and this area of content is going to be huge over the next like 5 years.
Yeah.
This is like the very beginning.
Why are you salty about that?
Because I'm too late. Again, I'm too late again. I'm
think you're
always too late.
I don't think you're too late.
I don't think I am either, but it's gonna pick up fast now. I'm sure you've seen like on Twitter, like, oh, everyone's a stock expert now. Everyone thinks they're like, the next they know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
No one does. Almost no one does. Even
Everybody's just
I
like,
know
invest
so
in
little.
Doge right now.
Well, yeah, everyone's
If
just
you
like,
do it right now.
hold the line, Just diamond hands.
Everybody, oh.
I mean, I love the community part of it. I love the meme part of it. But I'm just concerned that like I don't want to be thrown into a mix of, oh, well, you're just like everyone thinks they know what they're talking about.
Well, here's the thing. If there's anything we've been talking about a lot on the channel, it's that we really wish, even when something was trending and we're like, oh, that will die out soon, or oh, I missed my opportunity, and then you just kind of like go past it. No. Take this opportunity of all this
I'm
going
going
on
for it.
because, like, the same thing happened. Such a weird comparison, but like Fortnite, right? It's like Fortnite's blowing up, and people are like, I'm already kind of too late. There's people who are already like blowing up big on Fortnite. Nah, bro. Like so many people made made a name for themselves, made their name on content that was weeks and weeks and weeks and years later.
Yeah.
So
That's a great example.
I think at the end of the day, I think you're still early.
No, you're right. You're right. You got to look at it that way. And the other thing is, this is like not gonna just go away. This won't be a trend.
Yeah.
Maybe the trend will be like the YouTube
meme.
and the meme and
Yeah.
the like just the uproar of it. It won't be this big forever. No way. but I don't think like finance and investing and this stuff's not going
it
away.
matters.
So
That's good. So you know
no,
that.
I'm thrilled about it, but I do feel like I wish that this blow up happened in June.
So you can
or
have
in
some
September,
traction with
because
your
I wanted to
channel.
already have a foundation
Yeah.
of like, oh, I have like, 50 videos made and like it's very clear that like I know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. I do my research.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But right now, like I've only posted 3 videos and everyone's talking about this. So how am I any different than everyone? Like it's oversaturated by a million now.
I see what you're saying.
I feel like, dang, like I wish this had happened. I should have started sooner. That's why I feel like I'm late, because I knew I wanted to do this for a while.
But I will say, I feel like a lot of people have their attention turned to like GameStop and stuff. Yeah, Doge and all that. I say Doge instead of Doge. I don't know why.
Doge.
Doge.
Doge. Doge.
Yeah, I do like
Dodge.
Doge.
Doge.
Doge truck. But
Oh my God, you got low on that one.
but a lot of people are memeing about Doge and everything. But oh my God, I can't say that word without it sounding weird. But I feel like still a lot of people aren't in the crypto game.
No, not at all.
Just scratching the surface on that. So I still think you're ahead of the curve on that in terms of the content with that sort of thing. But in terms of the GameStop stuff, yeah. I think that
GameStop's just one stock. Like this isn't the end all be all of what I'm trying to do.
But a lot, like the attention lately has been like Robinhood and just trading normal stock. And let's just say this before we get into anything else. I just want to apologize for shouting out Robinhood. The past
You just want to get roasted
for the past. No, someone tweeted me and they're like, because I made a tweet and I had this like Fallout New Vegas image. It's like the intro of Fallout New Vegas where the guy's like, I forgot the quote. It's like this has been all. Dude, I'm about to find it right now. I gotta find it right now.
Dude,
I'm gonna cry.
I feel like I'm about to take an opposing standpoint to where you're going with this.
Okay. Well, okay, yeah. Here's the quote from New Vegas. I don't know how I forgot, but it's the truth is the game was rigged from the start. And he shoots you in the intro, and you're like, oh shoot, the game was rigged. And so that's what Robinhood kind of just did to everybody. And someone replied, and they're like, dude, didn't you shout out Robinhood like 2 weeks ago on the podcast? And I was like, yeah, we did, but we didn't see this happening.
No.
But do you agree with that happening? If you guys don't know what happened, I'll do a quick recap. I think if you don't know, you might be living under a rock because it's been everywhere.
Nah, see that.
I shouldn't say that.
People know that there's like buzz, but not everyone knows what actually, like what happened, why it's happening.
Yeah, but let's just say people trying to invest in GameStop so much, the entire GameStop uprising, the meme stock that is GameStop, kinda. Robinhood just went, nah. This is the volatility of this is too high. It's going crazy. We're gonna just halt people to be able to buy this and be able to. I think you could still sell it.
You can only sell it,
but they just halted the entire movement of people buying it. And people were like, this is a free market though. That's the entire point. It's a free market. And you're telling me I can't buy it, but there's got to be some people who are able to buy it, like in terms of bigger companies, right? So it just felt like the entire working class citizen just got duped completely. And so many people were pissed. I was pretty pissed seeing that. I'm like, damn, like that whole thing was nuts. And you guys just shut it down. Like, how's that even possible? Now they're getting investigated. It's insane.
There's some class action lawsuits, I'm sure, that are going to come out of this. See, the thing that's like, so it's tough because Robinhood, everyone's mad at Robinhood, right? Because they are one of the only exchanges. You can buy this stuff on Vanguard, E-Trade, Webull, whatever
But
platform
Robinhood
you
was
use.
easy to use.
But Robinhood's supposed to be like the little man's platform. It's like a millennial platform, right?
Yeah.
It's got a ton of users
It's
out of
called
nowhere.
Robinhood.
Exactly. The whole point of it's like for the little guy, right? Fighting for the boys. And they're the ones that are getting targeted because most of the people that are trading the little guys are on Robinhood because it's so accessible, so easy to use. It's an app you can use on any phone, really. And they shut them out.
Yeah.
They said you can't buy. You can only close your position. You can only sell. But people think, and I don't know if it's true or not. This is definitely open to speculation. But regardless, it's messed that they didn't let people trade anymore. Mm-hmm. People are saying that they stopped people from buying to help the hedge funds, the people that were shorting the stock, like betting that it would go down in price.
Yeah.
to help them get out of their position so they stop losing money. So they're like buddy with the big guys, because the big guys, Melvin Capital is like one of the big hedge funds that actually processes the trades from Robinhood. Like they make money off of Robinhood when you trade on Robinhood. So obviously Robinhood's like appeasing this big hedge fund because they're the guys who let this all go on. Like they're the guys that basically run Robinhood.
Yeah.
So people are saying, yo, like you basically just said F you to the small guys by shutting us out just to save the money of the big dudes who, the key here though, is the reason they chose GameStop is because these big guys, the hedge funds, shorted it like more than they shorted more than 100% of the shares.
Yeah.
Like they shorted more than even existed of GameStop stock.
Yeah, like essentially the entire wave of what happened was, you can boil it down like this. And I've seen so many memes of like, my boyfriend is just constantly explaining what happened this week with with all this stock stuff, and I'm just sitting here like bored out of my mind.
Yeah.
I've talked to Emmy so much about what happened this week.
She doesn't get it.
She's like, "Can we just watch a show? Can we
Dude,
just
that's how
do
Jess
something
is.
else?"
Jess is like, I don't care at all. Here's what she said. She came to my room the other day. She's like, the only thing I care about is that meme where Big Bird's sitting in the office. And she's like, that was so funny. And I was like, nice. I'm glad you enjoyed something out of this whole thing.
Yeah, it was like GameStop sitting in
in the room with like Tesla, Apple, and like all these other big companies. There's just Big Bird just sitting there.
With all these like businessmen.
Dude, it's
so funny.
I mean, I will say that there's been some quite good entertainment coming out of this whole thing.
It has been pretty funny. Essentially what happened though is, from what I understand, you probably know this a little bit better than me, because again, I'm kind of more new to all this stuff. But GameStop, obviously, as we all know, is kind of one of those companies that games are becoming more digital. They're not being physical anymore.
Right.
GameStop is one of those things that has been...
It's dying.
Yeah.
It's on the decline.
I don't want to say, I don't want to be mean to GameStop.
No, you could say it like it is.
But they've had trouble.
You know, as a company, as a business, they are definitely on the decline.
They've had trouble. But all these hedge funds, right? And I guess that's the term we should use. Are there any other like terms we should use other than hedge funds?
I mean, that's the majority of the people that are doing this.
Right. You explain it.
Yeah. So like the easiest way to explain it is GameStop is a company that's dying out. Like they're not making money. They're losing money.
Yeah.
Right. And you can tell why, because everything's going digital. Everything you buy like digitally now. You're not going into GameStop anymore to buy your games anymore. Especially with the pandemic, like no one's going out to places to buy stuff. So it's gonna technically it should lose value on its stock. Right. Right. It should go down in price because it's losing money.
It's so easy to predict that that's going to
happen.
Right.
It's like kind of obvious.
Yeah.
So these guys that run these big funds, hedge funds, what they're called. It's just basically billions of dollars that they have to spend to invest in different stocks. They are going to say, okay, this is definitely going down, right? Let's put a ton of money, like billions and billions of dollars, stupid money that we can't even come close to, you or I, that this is going to go down. We're going to bet against it. And they're going to make billions off of that bet.
Yeah.
Until the mass, like, because any one of us individually could be like, no, I'm going to put my money in GameStop. And even if you get every one of your friends to tell 10 of their friends and you have 1 million people buy the stock, it's still not enough to combat.
It's essentially like the big guys like went, well, yeah, it's obvious GameStop's going down. We're going to predict that and put a bunch of money in predicting that to happen. And then this entire Reddit group was like, nah, dude, let's actually go the other way, bro.
Yeah. So they got enough people, essentially. You have to get, I mean, it has to be a ton of people because you have to have enough money, essentially, to kind of combat the amount of the money that these big guys are putting in. And it's not even close.
Right.
Like, you need millions of like us to get there. Reddit got the millions. And that's why they're calling it David versus Goliath, because it's like, you have to understand how difficult this is. You need so many people to get this to happen, and they did it.
And when a bunch of people start buying a stock,
right? So if the price, if they keep buying at higher and higher prices, then the price of like the market price of it, if people are willing to pay more for it, the price of the stock will go up.
Should go up, yeah,
right? Because people are buying at higher and higher prices.
So that's essentially what happened. It's inflating the actual.
Yeah, like GameStop's not worth any more than it was a couple days ago.
Yeah, but the price
its stock is worth more.
Yeah.
So they kept buying it up, and they're saying, hold the line, buy, don't sell, keep encouraging each other to buy. And if they keep buying it up, it will keep going up. And as the more it goes up, the more that those hedge funds that are betting it to go down are losing money. But the key with shorting, and this is like hard to understand for some people, you can lose an infinite amount of money when you short something, right? Because if you bought it, let's say I buy it at $5 and it goes to zero, I lose $5. It can't go lower than zero. It can't be worth less than nothing. But if you short it and say, I'm gonna bet against it, I want it to go down to zero.
Yeah.
If it goes up, it can go past the $5 you bought it at. It can go up forever. It could go up to $1 million a share.
So they're basically
so
losing.
every time it goes up, they lose more and more and more and more and more.
Wow.
So the higher that Reddit drives it up, the more they lose. They did it so much that one company, I think it's Melvin Capital, is the fund. I'm pretty sure they went out of business. They lost like $13 billion in one day. And I could be wrong on those numbers, but this is just to give you like some kind of like scope
insane.
that they literally did that crazy. Dude, and I've also heard, and I don't know if it's true, and I've heard that where GameStop is at is not even really where it's supposed to be. Like people have bought it like past $1,000, but they won't even let it get that high because the markets are like not handling that. Like they physically won't allow it.
Here's the other thing. A lot of people are not even probably taking this into account, but there's probably people who are like, yeah, there's people like us who don't have millions of dollars, right?
Right.
But there's probably people maybe in the couple $1 million status, right? Who are like, yo, I'm not really like, I'm not, I'm fine. I'm wealthy as hell, but I'm going to help them too. You know? So there's like probably like this level of like,
oh yeah, there's some Reddit posts that have like $13 million in GameStop. Like some, the guy's name's Deep Fucking Value. You've seen that?
I've seen that.
It's like greatest investors of all time, Warren Buffett, like all these other guys I don't even know the names of. Then it's like user/Deep Fucking Value. Apparently he's got like 15 million in. And even when it dipped 50% the other day, he held. Like that is savage.
I remember seeing that and everybody on the Reddit was like, if he's holding,
we're in.
If he's holding, I'm holding. Brothers for life.
It's like, if he's holding, you know what that means, boy?
Dude, it's great. It's just like this sense of community is unbelievable because I'm getting texts from everyone, like from you, from people that are not inside of like YouTubers that are like just friends of mine. They're like, yo, hold the line, like to the moon, baby, to the moon. Like everyone is involved in this. They just all want to see the little guy win because there's even more to the story, right? It's like, there's a reason that Reddit went after this stock particularly. It's because they knew these hedge fund guys. These are the same dudes that have been playing this game the other way for years. Like they make billions of dollars off of destroying little companies like this, just eating them alive essentially. And they've been doing this back in 2008. Remember Occupy Wall Street?
Yep.
There's a reason that people were mad about like what Wall Street's able to do because they exploit the system just as much as anyone else does.
Oh, I'm sure.
But what's happening is like, the reason that everyone's so mad at Robinhood, it's like, okay, well, when the little guy does that, when they team up to do something to attack, but they're doing it upward, like they're actually helping the company by doing this. It's not okay anymore. Like you're going to shut it down now. Like how messed up is that? How backwards is that?
Yeah.
That the big billionaires are allowed to do it, but the guy who's broke and putting in $100 on Robinhood can't do it.
At the end of the day, if society as a whole, which is Reddit and all this collective meme culture around this stock, it's not even a meme, it's a movement.
Yeah.
It's not just like for a joke. But if society deems that GameStop is worth that much and they want to keep buying it,
who are you to say it's not?
Yeah. How can you say it's not? Maybe we just really effing like GameStop, bro. We have a lot of memories in GameStop. Power to the players.
That's what I said. That's when I was like, man, this has got to be like some kind of like deeper thing that like there's a reason behind why they pick GameStop. But looking into it more, they just
power to the players. That's why.
It's probably like a really nice like ode to GameStop. Like, but they did it because of how much it was shorted.
Right.
There's more technicalities that I'll like. This wouldn't work on other stocks. It wouldn't work the same way. Because like a lot of stock, like this stock was shorted so hard that when they do it like this, it really, really rails the person.
I wonder
on
like
the other side.
where like it started, like somewhere on the Reddit where some guy was just like,
yo,
some guy or girl was like, boom, the GameStop guys, it's the one.
This is the one.
Come
this
on.
is the golden goose.
And they just go, oh
yes,
and they all just collectively do it. Like what? How does that?
It's nuts.
How does that just like? How does
I don't
that
know.
fire burn? Like
I don't
that?
know. I mean, you go on that Reddit's an interesting one because it's not like other Reddits. It's like anyone can post, And then those become like the main topic threads, and that's it. Like there's no like real, it's like truly decentralized. It's like a democracy, Reddit. There's no, like there's moderators, but there's not, it's like a free, you just do whatever you want on there. And what gets picked up is what people actually want to do. Then they started doing Dogecoin, dude.
Yeah.
They went from, because the stock market's only open Monday to Friday. Crypto's 24/7.
Right.
It never stops.
So they're like, let's just do this while we're offline.
Well, I think that's what they were like.
Probably
Oh,
why.
well, you're gonna because they also limited them from buying GameStop for like a full day. So they're like, okay, well, if we can't buy GameStop until we get our ability to buy it back, like let's do something else. Let's do Dogecoin. Dogecoin's a true meme though. Like Dogecoin has no place.
It has no utility, right?
It has no utility. It has no like intrinsic value. It's literally a meme coin. But people are making bank on it if you ride it right. But everyone's like, you got to buy and hold till $1.
I think now it's dropped completely, I think.
So I showed you the DM I got. I'm not going to say who it was, but I got a DM from a friend who invested in Dogecoin like 2-3 months ago and made like 6 digits, like 100 grand on it. Like unreal life-changing money on this meme. Unbelievable. Just ridiculous. But this
is a good time to say we're not
financial advisors. Not at all. I told him like,
also, I don't even think you should put money into Dogecoin.
Well, see, I support the movement. I support the movement of like whatever they're gonna ride, I'll ride with them.
True, but that is such a meme coin. It's like
it is.
It's like okay, this isn't like an actual cryptocurrency.
No, if this is like you have to separate
right? Like
this movement supporting these certain stocks or meme or coins or whatever for the movement, and then there's like crypto that you should actually consider investing in because it has serious value for the future.
Yeah,
Dogecoin is not that.
Yeah,
and I said this because people have asked me like, "Yo, what do you think about Doge?" I'm like, "Nah, I don't invest in Doge. Just Ethereum and Bitcoin. That's what I'm in."
Yeah.
And this guy is the same guy who told me, he's like, "Yo, Doge is the future. You got to believe like it's got a great community." And I'm like, that might all be true, but like. Not for me, dog. Like that is a wild. You're basically gambling. It's basically like gambling.
I mean,
power to him.
That's what a lot of this past week has felt like with people. I feel like.
I mean, you are taking a huge risk on going into any of those. Do I support it? Absolutely. But I support it for the movement, not for like people are going to lose money. There are people that are going to get that try to make money off this that are going to lose.
Oh, there's somebody who put in like 10 grand or something at some weird time, and they're like,
and then when it went down,
dude,
50,
it's gonna go up. Hold everybody, and it's I don't know, like
that's why you can't. That's what I'm saying. Everyone's like diamond hand. You have to hold on. You're basically gambling. This is more or less gambling right now. But the thing that's like different is like there's a movement and a meaning behind it that has like value for society. Yeah, completely outside of the money part of it.
What do you think this means for society? Do you think this means that,
dude? You know what I think this means.
Where this segues going?
Oh, I know where this is going. And this is why I love this. So before we move on though, I'm a little worried because we have talked about Robinhood. I love Robinhood. I think the UI is fantastic. The app is amazing. It is opened up investing to all these young people made it like understandable and easier to like figure out. And their app is just so much better than these other like Webull. Confusing as shit, and I know what I'm doing. Yeah, but like just the UI, just like navigating it and figuring out where everything is and like how to do things is so confusing. Robinhood's so easy, and I think we need that. We need something like that. So if people are gonna go and boycott Robinhood, which I totally understand and support, and I like they screwed up royally. What is the other app gonna be? Like, what is that other platform going to be? I don't know. But there are 13 million users on there that are like the next generation of investors. And I'm telling you that is an important part of like the future. Like those are the future of investors.
If any one of the competitors like just makes something more simple, there
are people making apps right now, I'm sure. I saw Hastro on Twitter. You know Hastro?
Yeah.
From Optic?
Yeah.
Apparently he's trying to put together his own trading platform.
Damn.
But if anyone ever listens to this, which I doubt you will, the reason Robinhood's so great is because it's the perfect beginner app. You can use it as like a pro too. Like it's no different, but it's so much like there's just what they show you, how they show you it, the way they kind of like gamify it a little bit, like is really easy to get interested in and understand from a beginner standpoint, I think. Super easy. So if everyone boycotts Robinhood, I don't think it'll die entirely, but this is a huge hit. Like this is the exact opposite of what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, a lot of people. I saw so many tweets of people quote tweeting their like pinned tweet. It just says like trading is for everyone and all this kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and you're like, no.
What are you doing, bro? You can't.
It does go to show you though how much you could completely like you could have a brand that you build for years and years and years and years, and one mistake, genuinely one error, could completely like 180 your entire reputation.
Tarnish the rep.
Same thing with Cyberpunk. We saw it with Cyberpunk this year. We saw that with Robinhood now. We've seen that a lot in the past year. Like a lot of these like and again, no offense to CD Projekt Red, because CD Projekt Red, like the developers on that game are freaking amazing. But you know, people were like, this game's not going to fail. This game is not going to, it's going to be the greatest game on earth. And it's like, wait a second. This happened. And they're probably going to have to deal with that, the discourse of Cyberpunk being a glitchy mess when it when it came out. They're going to have to deal with that for years. And I think Robinhood's going to have to deal with this for years too, right?
Well,
and it's like people are always going to say, yeah, remember when you stopped
you
letting
can't
us trade when we were trying to do this?
They took a real, and they've been saying like, oh, well, this was like SEC protocol. Like we had to do this.
Yeah.
This is regulated. This is just a law. It doesn't make any sense. Like if the big guys are allowed to trade, why are the little guys not? Like that makes no sense.
Yeah, I
makes
don't.
no sense.
I'm fully.
And the other thing is like
fully
if every exchange stopped it, then I'd be like, okay, that makes sense. But it was available on a lot of other platforms.
Yeah.
It was mostly just Webull was off for a bit, and they put it back.
They're like, get this.
Yeah, they're like this is our chance to be the next one. This is our chance to be the new platform. We'll see.
Yeah.
But the reason I think this is
what it means for society.
Well, what it means for society, first of all, like it has exposed the system.
It has.
To be like, and I think the people that have been doing this for years, they know that this like you're at a disadvantage. Can you make money can you make money trading? Absolutely. Can you invest still? Absolutely. But you're always at a disadvantage. Like the big wigs are always going to be able to make infinitely more money. Like I saw some report come out when everyone was losing money last year during the pandemic. Big hedge funds investors making billions, making stupid money because they're playing the game. They're playing the game the other way.
Yeah.
If things tank, we'll just ride it down. You know, the economy's going to crash and burn when this pandemic comes out. We'll short everything, ride it all the way down. And anyone could have done that technically, but they exploit it. And I don't want to get into that. That's way more technical than we're going to talk about here. But just know that like they've been doing this for forever. Like this is all daily,
and it makes you question a little bit because, you know, I'm someone who grew up especially growing up in Alabama, right? Like you always like grow up in that like mindset of America, we're so good, we're not corrupt, we're so like freedom. You have the free market, everything's free. You know, like you can do whatever you want to do. Like the American dream is like you as a person have the ability to make it if you have the drive. Like that has always been like the American motto, right?
Yeah.
That was halted. That was literally halted this past week by literally people who have higher control over things than the average person. And it just shows, like you said, man, things are not as, I would say just not as like, I don't even know the exact way to say it,
They're
but
not
it's just,
everything they seem to be.
Yeah, they really aren't. Like there's something, something awry. There's something amiss.
Something awry with the situation.
Yeah, there's something wrong.
The American
maybe.
dream definitely still exists. I believe
I still think so too.
Admit, think about it. Like, you compare ourselves to other countries that are.
I'm not saying
significantly worse.
I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm just saying when you grow up and you're kind of like indoctrinated a little bit into like thinking, okay, America's the best.
Yeah.
We have free market. You can do whatever you set your mind to. And it's like, dude, there's some corrupt stuff. There is some corrupt stuff that is happening all the time. And I feel like this whole incident has opened a lot of people's eyes to that problem.
Hopefully.
I think so. I mean, I saw tons of people talking about it, like more than I've ever seen. Like it's crazy. Me and you were talking about this like as like a little niche on the podcast. Then all of a sudden, like 2 weeks later, everybody in the entire world is like talking about GameStop stock, and we're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And the reasoning behind it. And I don't, for the average person, I don't see how you couldn't be for this that movement. I don't
even
see how
like
you
that's what
couldn't
I'm
be
saying.
for it.
Even when I've
Like,
seen on the news, like I'm Mark Cuban, Elon Musk, Kevin
Yeah.
O'Leary, like these billionaires
yeah, some of them are for it.
are all in on
Yeah.
the common man's side.
Yeah. Did you see that Elon put Bitcoin in his bio?
Dude, I did. That is what I'm saying. Like for society, right? Like
Yeah.
the system is rigged. How do you beat the system? You don't have a system.
Decentralized currency.
Dude, you can't control it if there's no one controlling it.
It's true.
Because honest to God, like, yeah, it's free. America is free, right? You have freedom and you definitely can make it big. But at the end of the day, the people that have a little more power than everyone else are going to do everything they can to keep that little bit of power, whether it's money, whether it's, governmental or like, political power or whatever it is. Like they're going to, once you got a little taste of glory, like you're going to do whatever you got to do to
Yep.
keep it. As long as you're alive, and then after I'm done, who cares, right? That's the mentality.
Have you ever heard of what the test of supremacy is?
No.
The test of supremacy is essentially like the concept of, it's like putting somebody in a position of power and then you really know their true colors.
Right.
It's like how is somebody when they're not in power versus how are they when they are in power? Like the test of supremacy, you put them in that position or, that's the test, right?
Right.
But the idea is you really find out
You expose them, yeah.
you find out the exposed of what people really truly will do in those situations. And for a lot of times you're in a seat of power and you can control that market.
Yeah. No.
What are you gonna do? Want some more money,
Dude, absolutely. And I think you'd be surprised at how many people, when put in power, would probably try to keep that power.
Yeah.
I would say a lot of people, if not most people, would do that.
It's crazy.
And it's sad to say.
We're all bad people.
No, we're not all bad. This is a good thing. This is a really good thing I think this is a good thing for everyone.
Yeah.
Regardless of who you are. I think because the majority of people are the little guy in this situation. And even the billionaires are like, and the celebrities that are loaded, like agree with this, that aren't, part of the hedge funds, obviously.
Yeah.
I think mainstream media has tried to play a little bit of both sides depending on who you watch. But I will say that this, I think, is just another step closer to the future that I believe it's the future. I mean, I could be totally wrong. There's a good chance I'm completely wrong. But I and a couple, other people that are also way smarter than I am believe that this is like just the inevitable step to there will be no one who can control this in the future. What if you have currency that it's a truly open free market 24/7 that you can trade when you want? Yes, the platform like Coinbase or Gemini or Binance or whatever it is, those they're controlled because they're run by a company.
Right.
But if those ones don't work, you just go to another one. You can also always just trade it directly. You can always trade Bitcoin peer to peer. Like you don't have to have an exchange
I
necessarily.
can give you the ledger and give you the code.
Dude, you can give me you can send it to my wallet.
Yeah. So, do you think because of everything that happened,
I've already thought.
I know
I've already been convinced.
But I will say, as someone who's a newcomer to this stuff, seeing all this happen as we've been having these talks about cryptocurrency, we have to be annoying talking about cryptocurrency all the time on this podcast. But
Maybe.
At the same time, though, man, I see a future where crypto goes up even further because of this. Like I see like the next step of this wave that's happening is people start going, bro, let's go for the stuff that's not controlled. Like let's go for all the like crypto's been a this niche topic for a while. It's gotten way more publicity lately. I feel like it's about to have another.
Dude, this is the year. I think
so.
this is the year because the price is going to go berserk.
Yeah.
And that will get mainstream attention, and people will really start to be like, okay, maybe I should start listening. Like what? Like I have to figure out like what does this stuff do? How does it work? Why is everyone talking about it? The same way GameStop's happening right now.
And the other thing too is with more like stimulus stuff. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's inflation, right?
Well,
Slightly or no?
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm not sure I would call it inflation. It's like devaluing the dollar.
Yeah.
There's more dollars out there, so they're worth less each.
Yeah. So again, like more and more like things like that happening, the further we go into the future, the dollar is less and less money.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I'm just saying, like, this is me as like a newcomer to this stuff.
you
and
you are spot on.
And the
dude.
things that I'm thinking about, I'm like,
dude, you think like
that's why people like stock up on gold, right? They're like, I want
yeah,
gold.
it's the same reason that gold has gone up.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's at right now, but it was going up quite a bit with the whole last year pandemic and stimulus, and they're gonna keep putting out more stimulus, dude.
Yeah,
like they're gonna keep putting out stimulus, and when you put money in the hands of people,
I'm not saying they shouldn't do that. By the way,
no, not me neither. I'm just
saying
saying like it's gonna happen. It's probably gonna happen. There's a lot of people that need that money, and that's good. They should that's good for those people. But there's also a lot of people that probably don't need the money fully, and they can buy whatever they want with it. A lot of people are gonna invest it.
Yeah.
Because right now, like equities, stocks are worth more than the dollars are worth just holding on hand.
I saw so many memes of people going, "Yo, got my $600 stimulus check," and I put it in Dogecoin. I'm like, oh,
dude, Doge to the moon, bro. I back it. Well, I am not seriously invested. I put $75 in Doge just to say that I'm part of the movement. I am not in it for the money at whatsoever. It's literally worth like $40 now. Like it's a cut in half in one day. But I don't care. I'm holding it for life because I'm part of the movement.
Do you think because of Elon? So another thing that happened very, very recently, after all this happened, not only did Elon tweet out a picture of a dog that was kind of like saying Doge, but he didn't. He said Doge without saying Doge.
Yes.
And
Elon's being cryptic.
He's being Elon, but also he put in his bio hashtag Bitcoin, right?
Yeah, but when he did that, he tweeted in retrospect, it was inevitable.
He did tweet that, and people were like, "Oh, okay."
Okay, yeah. So I don't know what will happen, but from what that means to me,
well, and I remember seeing the price jump up immediately.
So when he tweeted that, it went up like 5,000, maybe
a lot
like
of people were
$5,000.
thinking it's gonna like be in like the 40s, right?
I know because the night before I bought a little bit more at 33.
Yeah.
Woke up and it was at 38. And it was almost vertical. Like just it hit one point and went straight up. And I saw the news that said like Elon tweeted Bitcoin.
And you're like,
and I was like, okay, all right, there you go. Boom. And that's back down to like 34 right now.
It's been right in that baseline.
Here's what I think actually, not only did he is he supporting the whole crypto movement.
Yeah.
But I think he took some of Tesla's balance sheet, like the cash that they have on hand.
Yeah.
And converted it to Bitcoin. I think that's what happened. Without him saying that publicly, I think that's what you're going to hear in the next couple months whenever they announce it.
Conspiracy.
Well, this has been like, I follow this shit, so it's probably no one knows what I'm talking about. But because I follow this is like not news to me because this has been, I think his name's Michael Saylor. He owns another company that's worth billions of dollars.
Okay.
He converted some of their balance sheet. He basically said, I'm going to buy Bitcoin and hold our currency in Bitcoin instead of cash.
Okay.
Because he thinks Bitcoin is going to be worth more in the future. And it's like, if you're a company and you have $1 billion in cash, you can have $1 billion in cash or $1 billion in Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin goes up way faster than the dollar, which is going down, your company is doing a lot better.
Yeah, I guess it's
right.
Yeah.
So like, why would you not do that if you believe Bitcoin will go up and be worth more in the future and be the future, currency? Elon's the type of guy who would do that. He put Bitcoin in his bio and said in retro, I think it was in retrospect, it was inevitable.
Dude,
right,
he's such a memer,
dude. The day after Robinhood, and he's very clearly on the side of the little man. If that news breaks that he bought Bitcoin, that shit's gonna bump again.
Yeah, but all he's done is like put it in his bio. He hasn't even said he bought it.
Nope. I don't think he bought it. I think Tesla bought it essentially, which is, that's by proxy. That's him buying it more or less.
Yeah. Wow.
Dude, I'm telling you. I have been. There have been 2 other times I've been this sure of things in like things that I believe will do well.
Sitting here like a year from now, it's gonna be insane?
Yes, it's gonna hit 100,000 this year. I'm gonna make a video about this. If it doesn't hit 100,000 this year, I'm gonna stream for 12 hours straight saying I'm wrong and I'm an idiot. Dude, to me that's great content because I'm that sure about it.
Man,
And if I'm wrong, I will own up to it. I'll be the first person to own up to it and be like, I'm a babbling idiot. I was wrong. And my money is also where my mouth is. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
I love the passion though. Like,
I love it,
so
dude.
exciting.
There are a few like this. This is like the third time that I can remember where, like, as far as the financial stuff goes and like in stocks and investing, that I've been this sure or positive, confident.
Yeah.
The first one was Apple. The second one was Tesla. Third one's Bitcoin. The first two I was 1,000% right on. And I had fucking weak hands, dude. Tesla, I sold out. Apple, I've always been on. I've always been on Apple. I love Apple. I've made so much money investing in Apple. It's not even funny. I was investing in Apple since like 2008,
I can just listen
2012.
to Matt talk about just like,
Oh, dude,
much
I
he
love
loves
Apple.
stocks.
I'm an Apple fanboy. I'll say it to the day I die. Tesla was number 2. I sold that way too early. I mean, I told you, right?
Yeah, you did.
My Tesla shares would be worth like 400, almost $500,000 right now if I held them.
But you didn't hold them. You didn't
I didn't.
hold the
and
line.
I didn't invest a lot. I invested, I don't even remember how much it was. Maybe like $15,000, which I guess is a lot, right?
But comparatively to
to
what it
500,000 in a year and a half. Come on.
dude, that sucks, bro. Dude, that's really
It was like 14 or 15x. But this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm not making that mistake again.
I got
When I have a gut feeling, when I believe in something this strongly, I don't care no one's telling me otherwise. It's my battle to lose. If I lose, I lose. But I cannot regret it. Like Tesla kills me because I love the company so much. And I knew it. Dude, David Dobrik, I'm making a video about this too. David Dobrik, a week after I invested, he invested $1 million in Tesla. $1 million. He came out the other day on Instagram. I have it recorded. He's like, we looked it up. If at the time, like Tesla was really turbulent at the time. Like they were getting a bunch of bad news, bad press. Yeah. He sold his $1 million of Tesla a week later. And I didn't know he did. Guess how much his shares are worth now?
Is it like,
You don't want to know.
is it like 500 or something?
Dude, $13 million.
I was going to say, like, if it's some crazy astounding number, or still 13 million.
13. Do you know how much $13 million
Yeah, it's
is?
a lot.
We're probably not going to make that in our lives. Well, maybe that's not true. I don't know. We'll see. I just upset JC. I'm sorry.
You can't say that.
I'm sorry. Maybe we will. $13 million though. In a year. In 1 year.
Bro, dude, I just want to make $1 million, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
That's like
He
the
put
life
$1 million
goal.
down, 13. I mean, like, because the reason I think he had the same idea that I did, and he had way weaker hands than I did. He sold out right away, is because, like, the product is genuinely that innovative and that good.
Yeah.
And it's the same reason I liked Apple. I got the first time my dad came home, he had the first gen iPod. And I was like, because that's back when like CD players and MP3 players were a thing. Like you had like a CD thing, CD you put on your arm or whatever.
That.
Or you had like a big chunky MP3 player that could hold like 100 songs.
Oh,
Crazy times, dude. And then he comes home with this thing called an iPod, and it's like this white. It didn't have any buttons.
Remember the iTouch?
It had like this circle that you could like your finger just knew where you were going. At the time, this is nuts. Like everything was buttons back then.
Yeah.
And it was so much thinner than the MP3 player. And it was just like, and it had like a screen on it. And I was like, oh, this is crazy. That day I was like, yo, I want to buy stock in this company. Because he told me about like stocks were and stuff.
How old were you again?
I don't know, maybe like 12 to 14 years old. Young.
It's just like, yo.
Young. Like this was the first time. And I don't know if I don't think I bought it any time. Maybe it was like 15 or 16 before I really started getting to like question what was going on. But yeah, that was the first stock I bought that I was like, yo, I want to buy this because I think this is so cool. $40. It was $40 a share roughly for Apple.
Damn.
And it's split. Like I guess the split would be somewhere around $2 compared to where it is now at 140 or whatever. So 70 times. It's gone up 70 times since I first bought it. So you put $1,000 worth $70,000. This is much longer though. This is like, this is like 15 years. Tesla was 1 year. 1 year. That's it. It went up 14x in 1 year. Anyway, we're not going to regret the past. I'm not making the mistake again. I believe in Bitcoin. I'm not a financial advisor, but you can tell how passionate I am about this stuff.
Dude, money for you guys.
Check it out. That's where I'm gonna dive in even deeper.
I'm just like sitting here shocked. I'm just like listening.
Sorry, I'll shut up. You can talk more now.
I'm just listening because like I just did not know like how far you were into this back when you were a kid.
Dude. Well, I wasn't nearly this
When you said
invested.
you're 12 years old, I didn't, dude. Literally, I just got into investing more like recently. I'm 23.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
getting into it at that age.
I don't want to
of,
make it seem like I wasn't like this at 12.
Well, right. But I'm just saying, like, still learning about it is such a good thing. I think if anything, just learning about it, being not like trying to get some knowledge about it is so
knowledge.
healthy.
Dude, it is. I agree.
Even at a younger age, right? Like, be very, very careful and please don't do anything crazy with your money without actually weighing. You have to doing your research, but like learning about it and like actually researching it, go crazy with that. Like that's, like you said, like it could be life changing.
Dude, absolutely. I mean, this guy, he literally, it's life changing money when you know, if you do well with it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be like, you don't have to have these crazy, that's the other thing I want to say. Someone brought up this point the other day.
Yeah.
Everyone's seeing like these absurd gains, right? And we're talking about these are absolutely absurd numbers. Like these are once in a lifetime type things usually. This is not common for you to make a ton of money like that.
Yeah.
Investing is supposed to be like you're putting your money away and it's growing while you're sleeping. Like it's growing over time, over long periods of time.
It's not supposed to be like, oh, I gotta be on my phone tomorrow exactly this time.
No, that's not the kind of, I don't day trade. I don't even really swing trade. I invest for longer term periods of time. Maybe it's 6 months or maybe it's a couple of years, but it's a longer period of time. But the idea is like, like you said, like some kid in my chat the other day was like, I'm 12 years old and like, should I like watch your money for you videos and learn about investing like so when I'm older, like I know about it. I'm like, dude, right now, if I'm 12 years old, I'm not going to tell you to go watch investing videos. Like that's kind of absurd to me for a 12. Like when you're 12, be a kid. Do what you like to do. Play what you like to play. If you like playing video games, you like playing sports. If you like drawing, if you like art, do what you want to do. Like figure out what you love to do. And if you watch an investing video or learn about finance and are interested in that kind of stuff, absolutely go for it.
Yeah.
Learn about it. Like you can never be doing bad by learning a new skill or even just knowing it. If you're like, it's not for me, then it's not for you. But learning stuff is never a bad thing. And especially when you get to like our age, 20 years old, you have to start taking like responsibility for your own financial situation. Like you have to pay rent, right? You have to pay for food.
Good Lord, the rent, bro.
And it's not fun, but it can be fun.
Yeah.
Investing because you're going to want money. I don't care who you are. You're going to want money at some point in your life. Maybe you don't want it now, but at some point, like you're going to need to have it and you're going to probably want to have more of it because it allows you to be more free and do what you want to do.
Yeah.
So investing can help you make that money without having to like bust your ass all the time. Like right now, it's hard to find a job. Anybody can go on, I'm going to say Robinhood, but anybody can go on a trading platform and invest and make some money on the side without having to get a job. You can do it right now. Like that's a huge thing. That's like a huge benefit to people that are struggling right now. And obviously, if you don't have money to begin with, it's going to be harder. Yeah. But you don't need a lot of money to invest. Like my buddy just started investing like last year, right? And I think he only put in, I'm not sure how much it was, but let's just say it was $1,000.
Yeah,
that might be a lot of money to some people. But if you save up just say over 6 months, you save like $10 a day, and you get to $500, and you have that $500 you can invest. You can start making, $10, $15 every couple of months, and it adds up. It adds up, man. And these are safe investment. Like it adds up.
That's what I really want to do. I just want to be super safe about stuff.
You should. And I would never suggest being crazy with it.
Like a lot of people are doing right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like you have to realize that what you're seeing is truly, this is almost gambling. I mean, it's that crazy what's happening right now. I support the movement, but like the financial part of it is quite literally almost gambling. Yeah. So this is not what investing is supposed to be like. You're supposed to you can be a lot safer than that, and you can choose your own risk, right? You can be this aggressive if you want to, but I would never do that. Now, not with a lot of money anyway. Like the Dogecoin thing, I threw $75. To me, I'm comfortable losing $75.
Yeah, but you don't.
But I want to support the movement. That's what it's about to me. I would never put the kind of money I'm putting into Bitcoin and Dogecoin ever.
Mm-mm. Neither would
I. That would be a mistake, I think.
But Cardano.
But Cardano, dude, I want to get into Cardano. I just want to ride it with you, man. I just want to be able to like
For
have
those who
that.
don't know, there's like this one cryptocurrency called Cardano, and I don't know, I just like it. I think that it's probably just gonna go up.
JC's like, I don't know anything about it, but I just like it.
I do know some a good amount about it, but I don't feel like going into it on this podcast because it's just really boring. But that's like my one where I'm like,
Dude,
you know what? If something happens
I love
with
it.
that one and goes up, and I think it will go up because it's only like
Oh,
30.
I think it will.
It's only like 30 cents right now. That's my coin, dude.
Dude, I want to get in on it with you just because I want to have that like by end of year when it is up, because it will be.
Yeah. If it rides
I want to
with all
have
the
that
other ones.
like, yo, congrats, bro. We did it. We did a good job this year rocking the, crypto investments, and we called it, like we both put our money where our mouth is, and we made a little money off of it, and it was fun.
Hell yeah.
So I'm going to try to get on that.
Well, we do have one last thing I
Yeah.
do want to say. We've been talking for a while,
Yeah.
but we have a question actually posed to us, positioned to us from the What's in the Basement podcast group.
Yes, sir. Check them out in the description.
What's in the Basement podcast? They're going to be in the description of this video, guys. And they are awesome. And we're going to be doing more collabs with them in terms of topics. We're going to be actually throwing topics to each other quite a bit. And we'll give a topic to them right after we answer this one. But they gave us the topic. And I think they might actually be doing the same topic this week too.
Yeah.
Of if there was a YouTuber, well, there are YouTubers, but if YouTubers were a stock, who would you be investing in? Since we're talking about investing and all this kind of stuff. If YouTubers themselves were a stock, if JC stock exists, if MC Sports Hawk stock exists, if Money for You stock exists, like what are you investing into?
Dude.
Out of all the YouTubers, let's just say streamers too, because why
Yeah.
not?
Any content creator.
Yeah.
You can invest some money into. First of
Where
all,
are you going?
shouts to Pat, because this is a phenomenal question given the environment right now.
Okay.
I think to me, the first obvious answer, if you're gonna buy like a true and tried stock, it's gonna be Mr. Beast.
Okay.
Right? Because like he's already been uber successful.
Okay.
He's growing faster than pretty much anyone on the platform. He's doing 30 million views to be like consistent. Like, this guy is a quality value stock.
Yeah.
Mr. Beast to me is like an Apple or like an Amazon or Microsoft, like a big player that's been around for a while.
Pretty
You
true.
know they're going to perform.
Pretty
a
true.
blue chip. So I'm definitely buying some Mr. Beast.
Okay.
Because you gotta.
So is Mr. Beast the Bitcoin?
No, Mr. Beast ain't the Bitcoin. Mr. Beast is like the Apple. If I had to pick,
Okay,
like
so
he's a solid.
Are we not doing crypto with this? Are we just doing
Oh,
normal?
absolutely.
Well,
Sure.
Who's the crypto?
I'll compare him. I'll go compare some crypto.
Who the hell's Bitcoin?
My second investment is going to be Logan Paul. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Logan Paul. Dude, the guy.
Really?
Yes.
Because of what? Why?
Have you watched their podcast at all?
I have.
Their podcast is phenomenal.
Okay.
Like I
so
don't
you think
care.
only up from here.
No, I think it's another one of those stocks that's similar to like a blue chip stock. It's like, it's like it's been successful in the past.
It's gonna be
It's
consistent.
continued to be successful. They just know how to be successful. They
Okay.
know how to make money, I guess,
Okay.
essentially, for comparing them to a company.
I guess I was looking at it in a way of like, okay, I want to get those like huge percentage increases, right?
Well, this is what you have to have. You have to
Yeah.
have a diversified portfolio, bro.
Right.
You got to be diversified. So oh shit. I'm sorry. You got to have those. You have to have those big players that are
Yeah, that's true.
your rock, your foundation of your portfolio. That if all else goes badly, you know that they're going to perform well.
Yeah.
Right. But then you also want to have some like Dogecoin or some Cardano,
Experimental
like
ones.
some small guys that could have big blow up potential.
Do you have any small like YouTube channels that you think have huge potential that you watch?
My one middle up and coming one
Okay.
that's like kind of semi aggressive, but also a little conservative at this point because they just hit 1 million subs. You heard of Eric?
No.
You haven't heard of Eric?
No. Is that
The guy who
is
was
that guy?
streaming on an island until he hit 1 million subs. You
What?
haven't heard about
that sounds
him?
insane.
Oh,
what
he's
the
nuts.
hell?
This is like Mr. Beast mini me. This guy's genius.
Streaming on an island?
You haven't seen Eric?
No. I've
This
been on a
guy.
loop. No, I haven't seen it, stuff at all.
Yeah.
Stranded
Well, there you
stranded
go.
on an island until 1 million subs, getting 1 million subs.
Dude, he did it.
Falling with
He did $1 million in a year.
Falling with 1,000 iPhone 12s.
I mean, you can look through all the videos.
Yeah. I'm just reading some of these names.
Eric, he basically, his whole mission, he started the year last year. His goal was to prove that you can still get 1 million subs as a nobody.
And he did it.
And he did it in 1 year. He made it in time. But that last stream, he had like 700 or like 800K. He got 200,000 people to sub to him in like a week and a half.
What the hell?
Because he streamed him on this, literally, it was Mr. Beast's island.
Breaking every law until the police stop me.
Dude, his videos are, and it's not just like good ideas. The flow and the format of his content.
Yeah.
He gets it. He gets YouTube.
I got you. That's actually insane.
So I'm investing.
Nice.
I'm probably investing a good chunk of change into him because he's already proven that he can do what it takes.
Yeah. And only up from there.
He's only up from there, right?
Yeah.
And then the small channels are tough. They're tough because
you want me to give you some of mine first?
you know what? You give me some of yours because you come out with the aggressive stocks, the penny stocks.
Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna go for a small one this time. I'm gonna go for, oh my god, there's like motorcycles.
Yeah, there's a little race outside.
But one that I would say, and this you're gonna be like, oh, that makes sense. But I'm gonna say 100 Thieves. As a company. As a company itself, and as it's kind of not really like a YouTuber though. It's like multiple YouTubers. Multiple, yeah. But that like I'm thinking like the 100 Thieves YouTube channel. The brand. That's like YouTube content, but it's like all the stuff they're doing social media wise. Emmy literally works for them. So yeah, that makes sense. I'm a little biased, but also I just like what they're doing to really take esports always to like the next level of entertainment. Like I feel like we've had this thing with esports where people are like, all right, esports, but then the content around esports is kind of like meh. Aside from the actual event,
I would never invest in an esports company. The only one I would consider is 100 Thieves because they get it. They're not just esports. They're like they understand entertainment. They understand content. They understand merch.
Yeah,
they're pushing the envelope on. All these other boundaries that are connected to it.
They are completely pushing the gaming like medium further in terms of like being more mainstream all the time. And in terms of not only the apparel, like you said, the stuff they're doing lifestyle wise with their content. I mean, they're full on making like doing production work all the time, making cool and fun videos. Again, kind of Z House vibes, right? But truly like I only see their channel going up because they keep on acquiring new people who are really, really popular and awesome. Yeah. And I mean, also like Valkyrie was like the top streamer this past year in terms of like Among Us stuff. I was going to say Valkyrie is one of mine too, probably because like her YouTube streams are insane. Like that's like, in terms of like streamers, I'd say probably like Valkyrie's channel or I would say Ludwig. I said Ludwig on another podcast, but I think Ludwig's so funny. So that's
a great answer. But that is not a small. That's not small.
Yeah, they're not small. I'm trying to think of like any
your penny stock would be someone who's under 500K probably, maybe even less. I mean that'd probably be even like comparable to
500K.
Like your Cardano's worth 30 cents a coin, right?
Yeah.
Who's the YouTuber? Who's the Cardano YouTuber that you believe in that is like small? You're like, yo, I found this guy and like I think he's onto something. He's gonna be big.
Man, I'm trying to think of like how many small channels I watch.
There's not a lot, right?
I feel like I haven't watched a ton lately. Dude, I was also going to say, and this is just to hype up my boy Lex, but I would invest in Lex.
Dude, I just scrolled past the Lex video. I was like, you know what?
I'm going to say Lex.
See, I would invest in Lex, but he...
Dude, no. He's making
the change?
He just uploaded again on his third channel. He has diversified his stuff across 3 different channels, and he's I'm sure going to be branching out even more very, very soon. And I still think Lex could deny this all he wants. I don't care. I still think that Lex as a personality to the moon, baby, to the moon in terms of how many subs he could have. I think Lex could easily be millions of a sub channel. If he puts his mind to it and does like a lot of really cool lifestyle stuff too, I think. That's just my opinion.
So Lex is our penny stock.
Dude, maybe, but Lex isn't small. Like his channel isn't small, but I think he could go really, really big.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah.
I maybe
His
like
channel it should already be bigger. I feel like he's limited himself with what he's.
we've had this conversation before though.
Yeah. He needs to get out of gaming almost. Like not entirely out of gaming, but he needs to experiment with some other stuff.
He's doing it though. He's doing it.
Because he would be a lot bigger if he opened up to a bigger audience. I just don't think like his niche of games is not like what he plays publicly at least is not enough. The Minecraft stuff, we'll see what happens.
Oh, that's what I'm excited to see.
Yeah.
Like Lex is he's making moves.
Good.
So it's like when you see it and you're like, maybe that's the
Let's
rise.
go! Our petty stuff. He's taking off.
Lex, we're gassing you up, dude. We're investing in you. You
Dude.
better go. You better soar.
You better take off. There's no chance he watches this.
Yeah, there's no way.
No way. Not a single chance. You guys should all, if you made it this far, you should all just tweet him the podcast and he still won't watch it. Guarantee it. See how
He'll
many.
probably
we'll see
watch
if,
it if somebody tweets it
If you
out.
tweeted at him, just tag me. So I want to see how many of you guys actually watch this far. No one, and he still won't watch it.
What are we, an hour and 30 minutes in?
Yeah, dude, they like the longer podcast, so I'm not mad about it.
But I mean, I can't think of like any. I wish I could think of like
That's
a
what I was trying to go through. I was
channel.
looking through my subscriptions, although I don't really use subs to find videos.
I
I
know.
guess if I had to pick like a really small guy, the thing is like all these guys that I think are small that aren't that big yet.
Oh, I got one.
Go ahead.
Harris Heller.
Harris Heller.
Yes, he's not small though, but he's not. Okay, you want to know why? I
Okay,
believe
he's
in
under
Harris-
500K. Alpha Gaming.
Do you want to know why I believe in Harris Heller?
'Cause he
I
looks like
started
you?
watching Harris Heller when he had, I think, 100,000 subs or less, and he did like videos that were tips for streamers.
Yeah.
And he did a lot of like work in the audio, like music industry in the past. So he knew a lot of like ins and outs of equipment and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So get this. Harris Heller is also the one who came up with the idea of Stream Beats. Do you know what Stream Beats
Oh
is?
yeah, he owns it.
Oh yeah. Oh, he did he went to the original Stream Beats was him going to Fiverr and getting people to make music for Stream Beats. He has released a video. You should totally watch it at some point. But he's released a video. Are you on his channel right now?
Pick it and save to watch later.
One
I'll
of
watch
his newest videos is. Hold on, let me go to his videos right now.
It's funny because he looks like JC. If you guys don't know who this guy is, I looked him up and I was like, oh, you like him because he looks like you.
My passive income, how I make $150,000 per month. Stream Beats.
Good for him.
That was a project that was really maybe only a year old now.
Oh yeah, let's see. I'm gonna watch this.
And
later.
he literally talks about how he just really he kept putting money into this idea. He believed in it. When the DMCA stuff happened, even more on Twitch recently, everybody started using Stream Beats even more. It's getting millions of people listening every single day because if you guys don't know what Stream Beats is, it's this it's essentially a channel on Spotify. It's an artist on Spotify
Right.
or on YouTube. You can watch it basically. You can watch it or listen to it anywhere, and it's copyright-free music that can be in the background of streams. It can be in the background of videos. All bets are off. You can use it in whatever you want to use. It's like basically the YouTube audio library, but if it was actually like good,
Yeah.
right? And all different types of music too. Like there's a lot of different like genres that he's been doing. Started off small, but he's doing.
And
all this
these
kind
are
of
all
stuff.
these are all songs that people made on Fiverr, pretty much.
Originally, but I think now it's way more evolved than that. But originally it was like Fiverr music artists that were making like lo-fi stuff for him.
How does he monetize that?
It's all through like Spotify.
Oh, so just Spotify plays?
Oh, dude, he goes. You need to watch the video on his
What
channel.
does he have? Like
because
he's got to have millions of plays a month then. Like
He does.
10, 20 million plays.
but think about the
probably.
amount of streamers
more than that.
are using it, plus the brand name Stream Beats.
It's good. It's a
You
good
can't
name.
forget that
It's
name.
a good name.
And I use it all the time on stream now too. And the thing is, he said he's recently starting a new. So there's been like a meme in his community for a long time, just like talking about like anime and stuff. He's calling it, instead of it, he's going to change the Alpha Gaming channel, which is the channel he owns on YouTube. He's just going to change it to Senpai Records. And he has a compound that he's building already, like a whole office building that he's making for Senpai Records, which I think would own Stream Beats, I think.
Wow, that's great.
I don't know if it's separate or what, but it's all from that idea and putting money into that idea. And he was just like a tip giver on YouTube and stuff. And I would watch the streams, and he had a lot of good advice for like camera equipment, all that kind of stuff. A lot of my setup is very much inspired by some of the stuff he's done. And I just watched him go from like just this small tip channel that was really, really knowledgeable about stuff to, oh my God, this guy is making a F ton of money.
That is right there, the case that can be made for like so many people, like people like Lex. Like they already are really good at something and they're noted to be good for that thing. But they're also good at this other thing. And if they just changed, look how much bigger it could be by just doing that other thing, just not that much different, but slightly different.
I mean, look,
that's it. I think that's Lex going from 1 million to 5 to 10 million.
Look, I think in some ways I can relate to this on a small scale level. Not to get too deep into like monetary stuff because it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of personal. But also I love that Harris Heller in that video, he's like, I'm just going to say everything. He just doesn't care.
The transparency of that kind of stuff's gotten a lot better on you. Like people are willing to show what they make. And some of these guys.
Oh yeah.
Bruh.
But here's what I want to tell you. When I made the one decision of switching from YouTube to Twitch, my income increased 3 times the next year. 3 times.
That's incredible.
And I almost don't think I really don't even think I could have done YouTube full time if I hadn't have switched to Twitch. That's how, like, that one decision, and like you said, it's like that thing of like, oh, it's kind of this one separate thing that you decided to do.
It's like, how much different can it be? It's the same thing, really, right?
On Twitch be, right? Like, how much different could that be? But and it could be different for different people. Absolutely,
absolutely, yeah.
There could be some people who do the same. They go from Twitch to YouTube, right? But that decision for me was like life changing and allowed me to like have that apartment in Austin and be able to do that stuff. And again, that's really, to a lot of people that are listening to this from our channels, like that's thanks to you guys, of course. But that decision, making that one decision, did lead to that place too. And I think it's really like important to look at, man, you got to like really don't get stagnant. Like, don't get stagnant. And the thing that you always know, this is what you do. This is what you always say you're going to do. And you're always going to do that thing.
Yes.
No, make a risk. When I moved to Twitch, I was like, bro, this could kill my viewership. And the viewership went down.
Yeah.
It did. My viewership is still lower, but it's so much better.
Yeah. Dude.
But it's so much better, truly.
It's better. You're making more. You're happier. Like, and it might be lower now, but like, it's all about the long term, bro. Yeah. If you're stuck, like if there's a ceiling for what you're doing right now and there's not for the other thing you want, like, you gotta just make the change now. Yeah. Love that example. Love it.
I just want to give like a real example.
Dude, that's a great example. That's like
that's not the same scale as making 150 grand a month though. On
but like
Spotify. But
these are crazy examples. Like, that's not common. Yeah, that's not going to happen. But even if you're making, like you said, 3, it doesn't even matter what the number is. Yeah, just 3 times is huge. Yep. Think about that. 3 times whatever any of you are making. Doesn't even matter how much you make. That is a big difference in your life.
Yeah, if you're able to find a path and go, maybe I'll take this risk because maybe it might be worth it in the long haul. Yeah. And in my case, it did in that case, right? So just being able to assess that situation is so important. And not being scared to do it. Like, again, we always talk about not losing the opportunity to do something. And again, don't do anything blindly where you don't research it enough and don't give it your all. But like, there's a lot of times where there's opportunities that come your way and you got to take hold of it and go after it. And with that StreamBeats thing, that's why I'm saying I would invest in him, because I still think he has a lot more to do.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
And man, he's killed it the last year. Like he probably is. He's grinning ear to ear, I'm sure, every single day, because he doesn't have to do anything. People are just playing StreamBeats because they're streamers. Yeah. He's just. Can you imagine?
Dude, that's great. I mean, yeah, but I guarantee you, people like that don't make it to that point, and they're like, I made it.
Oh, hell no.
No, it's 10 times worse. It's like, you have all these other things you can do now. They're like, I want to do this, and I have the money to do it now. Like,
he is so busy.
Bigger.
You got to watch some of this stuff. You'd love it.
But props to him. That's a genius idea. I know how has no one else really thought to do that? I don't know, but someone's got to be first. Yeah. That's a great one though. That's our penny stock, because he's under 500,000 subs. Yeah. So we'll see where he goes over the next,
Harris Heller. Check him out if you guys haven't. He's a really cool guy.
Awesome. Well, I think that's our answer for for our YouTube stock guys. So
we do have a question for the What's in the Basement podcast, though. We're going to throw a question over to you guys because you gave us that question. Yeah, that was a good question.
You guys can go check out their podcast to see how they answered, what YouTubers they would pick for their stock. But our question to them, and this one's a little bit more philosophical, a little vague, I would say.
This is for next week.
This is for, their show next week. What is something nobody knows pretty much anything about, but everyone should know about?
And leave it at that.
Leave it there. That can be taken in any direction you'd like. Super open.
Repeat it one more time.
So I'll do it one more time. And I feel like each of them will give like a totally different answer because what you thought of and then what I thought of was just like, it could be physical, it could be theoretical, it could be so many different things. What's something that nobody knows anything about, but everybody should know?
That's such a good question.
It's a good question.
I almost wish we could answer that on another podcast.
Well, when we go and see theirs next week, maybe we'll like give our answers for that one or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys can also leave your comments below down to that question if you guys want to follow along with those each week. That could be cool. As always, leave any questions you have, any topics you have for the show, and drop a like on it if you guys want to.
Yeah, we appreciate the support, guys. Again, 15 episodes. It's been absolutely crazy. It's been wild to see the consistency of how many people actually watch and listen to the podcast, and we just really appreciate that so much. So I applaud you so much for sticking around as we go down the dark paths of cryptocurrency, GameStop stock, finance, like all this kind of stuff. I'm sure it's so different from what we used to talk about on our channels years ago.
That's what I love about the show.
But that's what's fun.
We can talk about whatever we want on here.
Yeah, we really can. But it's just irrelevant though, right?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's pretty much irrelevant.
It's just irrelevant.
Except for the guys that are here watching. So we love you guys.
We love you guys. We really do.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Have a good one.